Going to get to the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. In a few minutes, we're going to start the weekend early because we're out of here today at 6. Doing a commercial-free hour or limited commercial interruption. After 6 o'clock, Corey Roddick in for Jason Carr tonight, so you'll be in great hands with Corey Roddick. Cavaliers are off tonight. They lost in Toronto last night to the Raptors. They'll be back here at home tomorrow to play the Chicago Bulls. 8 o'clock is your tip-off. So 7:30 on MMS is when your pregame will begin. You can hear it here, of course, on the Buzzard and also on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, Alex.
Hi, how's it going?
What's up, man?
No, I just wanted to tell a story going back to that dip situation.
Yeah?
So I was at my buddy's house, and I spent the night there because we had been drinking, and I had a Monster the day before, and his dad, he dipped. So I woke up, I wanted some Monster, and I didn't even realize he spit in the can, and I just took a really big gulp of that, and it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life.
That redefines energy drink because you'll get a jolt from that, boy.
It really was an experience, and I just had to share my story about that. You know,
it's kind of like a nightmare scenario for me, where it's like I don't know if I'm going to drink from a can again. It's really grossing me out.
Used to be in the summertime, you'd be worried if there was a bee in your Sprite can. Now it's make sure it's nobody's dip. Mm-hmm. But you live to tell the tale, Alex.
Yes.
Did it make you vomit, or did you just have to deal with it?
It did, yes.
Yeah.
It was pretty gross.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you for sharing
I'm not
your story.
All that squeamish, but that one gets me. That one gets me.
Gross.
Yeah.
Well, A, because it's super gross. B, it's been in someone else's mouth. I mean, you know.
Well, and then there's also the fact that it's a surprise. So it's one thing. I mean, you can be thrown off when you're drinking something and you think it's like you think you're going to take a sip of water and it's Sprite. That can throw you off. Yeah, and you're like, whoa, what was that? Because you're just not expecting it. So that's still a shocking thing to do. And then when you take it and it's something disgusting like that was in someone else's mouth, ew.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Guardians opening day, by the way, is in 2 weeks. It's April the 7th. We will be doing a short show because we'll be airing that opening day game. They're going to be playing the Kansas City Royals in Kansas City. So that'll be a 4:10 first pitch here on WMMS. And then the next week is the Guardians home opener against our longtime rivals, the San Francisco Giants. And I was reading this morning, there are a lot of tickets left for the Guardians home opener. There's about 4,700 tickets left.
Which is insane, because usually when it's the Indians, that's the game that sells out immediately.
They go right away.
Yeah.
So even though, you know, we might give people a hard time for saying that because of the name change, I'm not going anymore. But that's not, depending on what size contingent that is, it's nothing that the organization can ignore.
I mean, there's also not a lot of excitement because of the moves that they are or aren't making for the team. So I think that the main factor is absolutely the name.
Yeah.
But they didn't do themselves any favors by having the lowest payroll or like the third lowest payroll in Major League Baseball, where, you know, what are you showing up for?
Right. It's going to be the first nighttime home opener in 27 years. It's a 7:10 first pitch.
I think that's also a different a factor, because
you
usually
think so? People take the day off.
They like to take the day off. It's a celebration, and this is just any Friday night. I'm sure it'll sell out. I just think there's not as much hype as there normally would be.
It might be better weather. It's going to be mid-April instead of late March. They have BOGO for the upper deck. There's about 4,700 tickets left for the home opener.
There's less tickets available for my show in Menor.
How many are left there?
Probably like
4,000?
30.
30 left. Yeah. Well, get them while they're hot. Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick.
Alan.
What's going on?
All right, I'll make this quick. It's about a gross consumption.
Yeah.
I was DJing for a New Year's in a restaurant in Lakewood, and about 1:30 hit. Someone kept coming around with shots. My wife already agreed to DD, so I went balls to the walls. I was given a red Solo cup, and the last thing I remember before leaving there in the passenger seat is puking into this red Solo cup.
Oh, no.
And my wife, oh yes, Bill, my wife drives me home, and she wakes me up when we're in the driver's seat. I already feel like death. I have water in my hand. I don't look in the cup. I take a large gulp of the red Solo cup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it mostly liquid or was it chunky?
It looked like good old country stew.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't like drunk vomit. It was daytime vomit.
It was everything I had eaten and drank for the day.
Country stew.
Yeah. Dinty Moore.
No. That should be your new nickname, Country Stew.
That was a great laugh.
All right, thank you, Nick.
Right,
he
thanks,
also
Nick,
lived
a.k.a. Country Stew.
Country Stew. That's right. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to leave a message there, you can do it. It's 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, how you doing? This is Jeff, the metalhead from Brunswick. I'm just wondering if you're going to go to the obituary show next week. Next week, Saturday, April 2nd, at the Grog Shop. Obituary's coming to Cleveland. Anyway, I know you're a fan of Obituary. I hope to see you there. If you are, I would love to buy you a beer or a shot or just say hi. I love you, man. Hate the show. Obituary.
Right, okay. I was thinking about going to the obituary show, actually.
So that's Jeff, the yacht rock guy?
Yes, yeah.
He wants to. This is a yacht rock band, I imagine. They're just
Yacht
easy
rock
listening.
band. Actually, Obituary is the band that I used for the koala metal band. Remember the koala made the mating noises?
Oh, yeah.
That's Obituary. A song called Visions in My Head, I think. That's, of course, a koala trying to mate with another koala. And I said, well, that absolutely sounds like a death metal band. No. When we were at Grog Shop for the Tommy Cash show, when I was sitting there at the bar, Gwen and I were talking, waiting for some friends to show up, and I was just going down the list. And the Grog Shop has got like killer shows coming up. And Obituary is going to be there next Saturday. And I am thinking of going because I bought tickets for Gwen for Bright Eyes. So she's going to the Agora for Bright Eyes. And we have friends from Denver in town. Yeah, but that's a chick show.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I just remember when they were on, it was probably Conan or Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know, but they did, or maybe it was the Tonight Show, but it was a while ago. It was probably 2006 or 2007. No, yeah, around then. And they had a song about George Bush, and they called it like When the President Talks to God. And it's like this protest song, but it just gave me a lot of douche chills. Yeah,
but so anyway, so I got her a box for Bright Eyes, and I said, well, find 3 friends, find 3 other, chicks who want to go see Bright Eyes. So maybe I will go see Obituary that night. Because that would be a great show. Can we do rock trivia, by the way? We haven't done it in a while.
Oh my God, throwback, yeah. I want to rock! You want to go to today?
Yeah, just whatever today is.
3:25. Okay. Okay, so
I think this could be a Good Friday bit.
Oh, the rock trivia?
Yeah, rock trivia leading into the Friday Get Down.
Oh, this has curse words in it. I'll have to mute. I have to censor myself. Okay, for Friday, March 25th, in Liz Phair's Supernova.
Oh, Liz Phair.
What does her boyfriend F like? A hurricane. B, a nuclear bomb. C, a dead fish. D, a volcano.
Yeah, I know this one. What do you say, Bill?
I don't remember this song.
It's Volcano.
Is it Volcano?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with you.
I love Liz Phair. Yeah, a volcano. I tried so hard to date Liz Phair in the early 90s. It was embarrassing. I was embarrassing myself trying to get Liz Phair to go out with me. She went to Oberlin, by the way.
Did she?
Yeah, she's about 4 years ahead of me, but she went to Oberlin, and she moved back to, I think she was born in Cincinnati or something, but moved to
Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
New Haven, Connecticut.
But she moved to Chicago when she was a kid, but she's very wealthy. Her family is rich. And but in the early 90s, when she picked up a guitar and was doing, I would see her at like bars and clubs, and it was her and a guitar, and she was doing like all these dude kind of songs, like I'm gonna F you and I'm gonna leave, which now sounds quaint, but in the early 90s, there weren't girls doing that really. And I was smitten with Liz Phair. And we have mutual friends. My friend Jim, who killed himself a long time ago, he's in this band called Material Issue. And I'd been doing stand-up, so it was like we kind of, between bands and comics.
Run into her.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I would go see her. Yeah.
That's so odd.
Would she go see you?
No, no. We had no, but I was really driving hard at the hoop with Liz Phair.
How did you remember she went to Oberlin College? That's just such
He's just telling you he's stalking her.
Well, but also that was like I think that was like a big deal back in the day, like that they were.
She spent her early life in Cincinnati until age 9. And
yeah,
then
there you go, Cincinnati.
Family relocated to Chicago, and then
she grew up in Winnetka, I think, which is a very hoity-toity suburb of Chicago.
Yes, correct.
And but man, so she was just a few years older than me. But when I would go see her play, and before anything happened with her, and then she fell in with the right crowd, like she was, well, early '90s in Chicago. Chicago was like the next Seattle, so they were signing everyone. So she certainly had her share of detractors, but she put out an album called Exile in Guyville or something, and that just blew up. And so she went from there. But early on, when it was just her and a guitar and songs in the bars, I was like so smitten with Liz Phair.
Where's
I was like, please go out with me.
Yeah, I know a few of her songs. I don't go deep with her, but she is from that era that is just ingrained in my soul. Just all that like post grunge stuff. Mm-hmm. Love that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was like when Urge Overkill and the Smashing Pumpkins and all these bands were getting signed out of Chicago. She was in that wave of people that were Veruca Salt and Loud Lucy, and some of them made it, some of them didn't. Smashing Pumpkins obviously are the most successful band to come out of that period from Chicago, but
love them too.
Oh God, Liz Phair, I could not get enough of her back in the day.
My friend,
she wanted nothing to do with me.
Adam Newman, a comedian, I saw one of his bits on Instagram, and he said, "I was in a Smashing Pumpkins cover band, Squishing Squashes, and goddamn, did that make me laugh."
Squishing Squashes, yeah. Yeah, because back in the day, it was very kind of incestuous. There were people. It was just like Seattle. When word got out that bands in Seattle were getting signed, you kind of had a lot of pretenders to the throne relocating. It was mostly West Coast bands. But you had people going to Chicago because they were like, well, like Wayne Static, who has passed away too, but he got big with Static X. But way back in the day, he and Billy Corgan were in a band in Chicago. It was kind of like this Depeche Mode band. I forget what it was called, but so pre-Pumpkins and pre-Static X, obviously, Wayne and Billy were in a band. And so, it was very incestuous. But I wasn't cool either. So it was like I wasn't,
Oh, you weren't?
Please. No. Never have been.
I know. You don't have to tell me.
I know. So, yeah. Supernova. Off of the second album of hers, I think. And then she did a pop song. Her biggest hit was this, like, super glossy pop song a few years ago that like Kiss FM played, and obviously nobody in that audience knew who she was because by that time she was like 45 years old. But she was back on TV. You can have
a second act like that. Though.
Yeah,
That's
it was great. Yeah, I think she just wanted to do like a girly pop record, and that's what she did. But it could not have been further from the stuff she was doing early 90s. But good for her. Mm-hmm. Hope she's doing fine. I know she's married. I think she's got a couple kids.
Can we listen to a little bit of grunge music before or post grunge stuff?
Oh yeah, what do you want to hear?
I always like to hear a little Sucked Out by Superdrag. Mm-hmm. I think that's a great song.
Okay.
I think that's an underrated song. This is a song that makes you realize you don't have to be a good singer to be in a rock band.
You've already spread my thighs, yeah.
Song about Poundcake eating in bed.
This is like the only hit these guys had, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so.
Yeah, I really did not get into too much of this kind of stuff. But
it was on like the alternative radio stuff so much, and that's what we listen to.
Yeah.
That I just love this stuff. And again, like I kind of just know like the one hit wonders like this. I mean, I know a lot of the other stuff too, but I like them, and I like Flagpole Sitta, and I don't know if Built to Spill's the same era, but The Plan by Built to Spill's a song that just gets in my head.
Yeah, Gwen whipped out Jets to Brazil. Remember Jets to Brazil? She's like, oh, I think I saw them. You're like, wow.
Jets to Brazil? Is that what this is?
No, this is Urge Overkill.
Oh, okay.
Sister Havana.
What? Let me hear Jets to Brazil.
Jets to Brazil.
I don't think I know that one.
Come around to my way of thinking.
That's a good Jets to Brazil song. Chinatown.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, it's 1998. They weren't around too long. They were around for like 6 years, but
the Refreshments Banditos, that's another one of those, that era. That just, big fan of that song.
Yeah, these guys are okay.
What is it? White Town, is that?
Yeah, White Town.
Your Woman. What,
Your Woman.
When did that song come out?
Oh, God.
Because I love that song, too.
Your Woman was 1997.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right in that wheelhouse.
But more importantly, would you like to start the weekend early?
Let's do it.
Everybody, have a drink, have a drink, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, hey, everybody drink on me. Brother Leslie, how?
All right, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down is how we know that the weekend has started. In honor of the late, great Murray Saul here at WMMS. It's brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. Take it away, William.
It's Friday! And you got to get down on Friday. Get yourself some Cleveland whiskey. Drink it in bed while you're eating Chinese food or a rotisserie chicken. Bedita, bedita, bedita! It's Friday!
Indeed. Bedita.
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 From the Refreshments. Good callback. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down. Early today because we're on down at 6. Brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. Go to clevelandwhiskey.com to find delicious recipes. Summertime's coming up. Find out where you can buy it in 12+ states if you listen to the show outside Ohio. And everything else, clevelandwhiskey.com.
The Alan